Maynard just moved in next door to me. I kind of had a little warehouse thing where we could rehearse, and he wanted to try to put something together. And when he kept coming over with Adam, and then the drummer was always flaking out on him. I finally felt sorry for him, and when I hadn't played with him one day, I was like, "Holy shit, this is really good, man!" So I stuck with it, Yeah. I used to run Maynard around to get crickets for his geckos and stuff or whatever. And he didn't have a car for a while, so we just became good friends. Yeah, we just all get in there and grind them out, Like sometimes if I come up with a beat or whatever, the guys will write a riff to that. And like Justin's really been prolific on this record. He's been coming in with tons of riffs. I usually try to find something to complement it rather than play what he's playing, that's for sure, because we're allowed to do that in our band since there's only 3 pieces really, so it gives you a lot more space, It's kind of like I try to find angular things to go against it or like push things in, and of course do the drummer needs to do lead things into the next part and be the dynamic leader, But it's kind of confusing sometimes, especially with some of the riffs those guys come up with too, like in 13 or 21 or whatever. It can be anything. We have one in 17 that we're doing now, and it's coming together soon. Though I'm hoping we'll get in the studio by June or July and start tracking. So that's the plan anyway. Well, once we're in the studio, I usually get knockout all my stuff like in 6 or 7 days, at the most, and then Justin will probably take like 2 weeks maybe on his bass parts because he uses a lot of different sounds and things, and then Adam might take like a month or 2 because he does a lot of double tracking and a lot of crazy textural stuff, and then we usually spend like maybe another week or 2 just kind of doing like maybe some little percussion overdubs or whatever it takes, some synthesizer stuff. And the tracking part, I'd say like 2 to 3 months, and then probably about a month to mix and master, and then that's it. Ergonomically, it makes a lot more sense for me to try to set things up where it's even as possible. And it's been nice kind of having my hi-hat there. At first I kind of just did it out of necessity. I needed that space over there for my electronic pads and stuff, and But a lot of benefits came out of having it like that, you know. It's just so easy to get to the hi-hat with your right hand rather than have to cross over, and I could go ahead and wail on the snare harder. Looking for more attack out of my rack toms, so I've recently started using some rotos again, you know, which is kind of fun. And I played on them a lot when I was in school and stuff too when I was younger, and it's kind of nice for it to be a little drier. I think it adds a little clarity, you know, when it's not so boomy like in that. It's like get enough boom out of my floor tom, which is a regular 14x14 Sonar ebony drum, and then I had them make me a big gong drum thing for my lower floor tom, you know. That's the Sonar guys made that out of plexiglass for me. The kick drums I'm playing on this tour are the ones that Jeff Ochiltree made. They're melted down cymbals and weigh about 100 pounds each, you know. They sound great. They put out incredible low end. The mandala pads I have are ones that Vince DeFranco made for me. The ones I have are the prototypes, the purple pads, and now I just run a program called Battery, and I can load in all my samples into that and just hit a button and it switches to the next song, so it's real easy to get around with. I still have an old Korg wave drum, one of the big toilet seat looking ones, you know, and I like the sound of it. It has a little more of an analog-y sound than the newer ones they've come out with, but both are really cool. I have so many sounds programmed into this one and we're doing a lot of the older tunes, so I kind of have to have the original one. That, a Roland Hand Sonic. And I have one synthesizer. It's an old AKS EMS Synthy programmer sequencer in it. It's a pretty archaic thing, but it makes some incredible sounds, you know. I'm just going to use it for segues and whatnot, you know. It's good fun. That's about it. All Paiste cymbals. You know. I guess the weight's kind of close to a 2B or something like that. I like this kind of a taper because it works better for me playing the ride cymbals and stuff. It gives you kind of a more flexible bounce. And I had the tip made like this because I hit really hard and I get a lot more surface area out of it, so my heads last longer because I used to love the sound of the beads, but they seem to eat through heads really quickly when you play heavy music. So the best feature, of course, is the little tapered in thing here. It's got a slight taper right here, so it serves as like a little handle almost, which is a pretty cool thing. And when your hands are all sweaty and slippery, it makes it a lot easier to hang on. It's pretty subtle, but it does make a big difference, and it really affected the overall balance of the stick a lot more than I thought it would too. So it's kind of nice when taking weight off down in here, makes it feel like it's a little more weight up in this area, which feels it's good for power. You know, it kind of gives you more leverage, I think, in that way. Just for playing heavy music are great, but I use them on my fusion stuff and all that too. You know, so it's kind of multi-purpose, I suppose. It's big enough to get the power you need to play heavy stuff, but it's also does have a little. It's not so cumbersome, maybe, I guess, like that. You know. I get them. It's so fun, you know, now that we play at all the basketball arenas. I usually make them give me a uniform from wherever we play, you know, so it's nice. I got a Raptors one the other night, you know. Maybe I'll get a Paul Pierce one tonight since he was a Jayhawk too, you know. Yeah. So, but the Kansas ones were kind of the first ones I got. I was born in Lawrence, and both my parents went to KU and all that. And then there was a kind of a distant relative, I guess, named Jeff Carey. He played there, so he just started giving me his jerseys. Well, this is one of the ones that started it all. Jayhawk jersey, my actual name on it. What other special ones do I have? This guy's a huge TooL fan. This is when he played for the Huskies Washington team in college. And it's nice. He still comes out to our gigs now. There's a few different ones mixed in. Some Rockets, Kevin Durant one. That's a classic. He may be the MVP this year, the way it's looking, kicking ass. Andrew Bynum, this is a good one. There we go. One of my heroes. This was my most recent, DeMar DeRozan, slam dunk champion. I had another Laker one. I think I wore it last gig, so it's not in here. Oh no, here we go. Got an honorary one made for me by the Lakers when we sold out the Staples Center 2 nights in a row, so that was a good one. Volto's the band I'm doing now, my fusion band. We play at the Baked Potato usually once a month, and that's always good fun. I love that place, but I love that stuff like Cobham and Jeff Beck and all. It's more in that vein, you know, like the old 70s funk fusion stuff. Good fun. Lots of interplay between the characters in that one too. Lots of improvising. We finally just finished tracking a record for it. Also, it's about halfway through being mixed. So it'll definitely be out within a month. It'll be finished, you know. But I'm not sure exactly how we're going to release it or anything. But that's all yet to come. But at least there'll be a product available on my website and at our gigs and whatnot. Yeah.